Hello, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Welcome to the second short movie about the Pacific War, where we play engagement scenarios and bring the game, the rules of the game to you. That way, making it much more digestible and easy to learn. In the first materials, first of all, I looked at the game mechanics and components in the what's in the box material. In the second material, we played Pearl Harbor engagement scenario. Today, I have second engagement scenario, which will be about Savo Island. Let me bring to you some more details of this engagement. It happens here in Guadalcanal hex. We will be mainly using the operational display and the naval display of this part, but I wanted also to use a map to show you where it took place. It's happening during the Guadalcanal invasion by the Americans. It's in August 1942. Mark Herman designed the scenario. It's about 15 minutes, one player. We play as Japanese. And what else do we have? It says doesn't use map. It's only for the reference. And we'll have some special rules. But before we go to the special rules, couple of words about the naval combat. In my first material, about Pearl Harbor, we focused on the air combat, air missions. Just a reminder, here is the combat and battle cycle. Yeah. So in the first mission, we focused here on that part. In the second mission, we'll be focusing on naval combat cycle. In naval combat cycle, first of all, we decide whether the naval combat will take place. It might be that the ships will not sight each other and they simply, even when being on the same hex, will not engage. Then we'll have 3 naval combat phases, and that will end the naval fight. In our scenario, we have a combat. This combat is by the Japanese troops, Japanese Navy units trying to stop the ongoing invasion of the Guadalcanal. There will be like 4 ships, 4 counters on the Japanese side and 8 on the Allied side, with 2 being, if I remember correctly, Australians. Here we'll have the ship with the troops, cargo ship with troops being moved to Guadalcanal. When we look at the special rules of the scenario, so the Japanese have surprise. It's already marked here. It will have a huge impact on those 3 naval combat phases. Then what we have, only the Japanese can withdraw. I will explain to you how do we determine the range and the possibility of withdrawal. Yes, the lightning condition is 9, so it's marked here. Okay, the scenario starts at the naval combat phase 1 and lasts till the naval combat phase 3. I think that would be all. Yeah, the victory for Japanese is when they hit at least score at least 4 hits on this troop ship. On the other hand, if US troops manage to sink at least 2 Japanese units and do not lose anything, is the victory for US Allied forces. Everything else, everything in between, will be a draw. So simple like this. We need to make sure that as Japanese, that this landing is interrupted. Historically, it ended up in pretty decisive Japanese victory on the tactical level in this combat. But strategically, it didn't change anything. Yeah, so in strategic way, we didn't change anything. Okay, so as said, let's start with the naval combat phase 1. First thing which we need to check is the range of the combat. It can be long, medium, short. At the beginning of the combat, we look at this table. We check what type of water we have: ocean, coastal, restricted. This is a restricted type. Then we check what part of the day we have: day, dusk, or night. We have night, and we cross-check, so we know that the combat will be on the short range. Let me put, for time being, this marker here. We'll talk about bidding for range later on. During the naval combat phase 1, there is no bidding for range. It's automatically set up. Now, both sides in the first naval combat phase should dedicate 4 units from their task force to the fight. For Japanese, that's completely obvious what it will be. Yes, those units. Okay, just move it slightly here. Now, as for the allies, we don't want for sure to put this in the first 4 units, and because of a surprise during first 2 naval phases, the Americans will not be able to fire. So let me put maybe some smaller ships, which anyhow are probably doomed. Yeah, let's save those 5s. Let's save those for the second phase. Yeah, those I'm afraid might be doomed. So we have 4 ships on each side. The attacks are simultaneous, but of course, because of a surprise, those units will not fire at all. Okay, we need to look for a moment at the counters, so I can explain to you how that works. On this side of the counter, we can see 3 numbers, 310, that talks about gunnery at the range short, medium, long. This ship has also the torpedoes. You can see them here, 2 and 1, so at the short and medium range. There's no possibility to fire torpedoes at the long range. And just let me check which one was short, which one was okay, short, medium. Yeah, the first one is of course short. So we'll be cross-checking in our combat table, which you probably are familiar with after the first video. We'll be checking naval gunnery combat. It will be short range versus naval, and we'll be also checking the torpedoes. Each of the torpedo-capable ships of the Japanese has 2 torpedoes, and each of the US ones has only 1 torpedo. You can fire both torpedo and normal regular gunnery, but you need to check, you need to put it against one target. Now, as for the capacity for hits, yeah, this we have 4, here we have 6, here we have 4, so almost destroyed one, and here we have 6. So let me put the 4s together and 6s together. Okay, I think it's high time to roll. We'll start here. We'll fire with torpedo, so we'll show that only 1 is left. 1 torpedo left, and the target for this, he has a good torpedo. All of them has a good torpedo rating. Okay, so let me just fire 1 to 1. Torpedoes first, a short range. So this is battle rating of 2. If I see correctly, there are no losses on this side, so simply we roll on 2, and we need to roll 0, 1, or 2 in order to hit. Otherwise, yeah, it will be a miss. Okay, so we roll for torpedoes. That ship rolls 7, and that's, I think, nothing here on torpedo table. Yes, that's a miss. Let me put it like that. Now the gunnery on short range is on 3, so it's here. 9. Oh, that's not a good roll. That's also a miss. Now let me fire with the next one. Let us use the torpedoes. Okay. So firing with a strength of 2 versus, yeah, that ship. 5. It's still not enough, but closer. And now the gunner of 3. For gunner of 3, hitting for, unfortunately nothing. So no luck for time being. Now we have this ship, but it will have its strength reduced due to the losses. So we use the torpedo on the strength 1. Nothing. And now the basic gunner of 2 will be hitting in this ship. So we hope to sink it. 7. No luck at all today. So again, those torpedoes. Let me put it like this. So the torpedo 2. No luck. The C2, 3 to 9 is nothing. And the gunner of 1, I don't think we can score a hit. No luck. So during the first phase, it was a really poor performance. Now, before starting the second phase, normally we would bid for the range. Each of the players have 4 possibilities: long, short, medium, and withdrawal. In this scenario, only the Japanese can withdraw. The US troops cannot withdraw. What happens during such a let's say bidding? We put 2 tokens, one side and the other. Let's say we put something like this: long range, and let me put withdrawal, just as an example. We cross-check this table. We look at the current range. Current range is short. We look at the bids. Bids is long range and withdrawal. So withdrawal with any results in short, and that means that the asterisk means that that guy will be withdrawing and that will have still possibility to fire. In our case, what should happen, what probably players will do, the Americans cannot withdraw. Yeah, they cannot withdraw, but they can at least try to move to the long range. And those guys will probably would like to be in the short, close range. Such a bidding would be something which I think is what could happen. And if the bidding is like this, we go to the short range, we go to long, short, we stay short. So it's again short range in second turn. Hopefully some better rolling. But now in the second turn, it's still a surprise. So the Americans cannot fire. They will be able to fire in the first turn. So this is the situation. Now I think we'll focus, of course, on this troop transport. Yeah, it doesn't have any gunnery. Yeah. So we'll start again from top to bottom. That ship first torpedoes on the strength of 2, and then gunnery the strength of 3 against this troop ship. Torpedoes 4 on the strength of 2. No, nothing. And now gunnery on the strength of 3. 2. So it could be something. We have 3. The roll is 2. We go here and we look at the short naval. Short range versus naval. It's 1 hit. It's our first hit. The torpedoes are 0. Now we use that ship. The torpedoes are at 2 strength. Nothing. And the gunnery is 3. 0. Critical hit. Finally. So this is here. Gunnery 3, 0. And we go over here. This is short range versus naval. 2 hits. So 2 more hits. We go with 3. The transport is severely damaged. The torpedoes are 0. And because we scored a hit, critical hit, we roll on this table again. 5, that's no additional hits. Okay, let me go with this ship. We need one more hit here. Torpedoes at 1. 2, unfortunately nothing. And now the gunner at 2. 7, nothing. Okay, and the 4th ship. Torpedoes at 2, again against the transport. Nothing. And the gunner at 1. Nothing. That concludes the naval phase 2. Now we move to naval phase 3. Again, they would like to escape. They would definitely like to be close. That means if we had a short range and the bidding is long and short, we end up at short. In this turn, both sides will be firing. So also the Americans. And as they have only one torpedo, all of the torpedo capable ones will fire. We need to remember who is hit because it will have important notion on the strength. Let me just simply start here with those ships going one by one. Here, New Orleans 5 rating, of a gunner rating. We hit the strongest ship. 1, fantastic roll. So the 5 and 1 is here. We go to the short range versus naval. 2 hits. Let me put on this side. I remind you this is simultaneous. It has a possibility to withstand 6 hits. Okay, no torpedoes. So now the next one with a 5 gunner. Let us finish this high capital ship, Japanese capital ship. 6 on the gunner of 5. 5, 6 is 0, nothing. Now Kent will fire also with 5. Let us try to finish that ship. 7, nothing. 5, 7 is nothing. Those guys cannot fire. Now we will have some torpedoes. Kent has also torpedoes, so let me try torpedoes. We need 0. And we have 1. Okay, so now those ships. Perth gunnery 2 versus the flagship of the Japanese Navy. 8, no, nothing. No way. And torpedoes at 0. Let's see. Nothing. And by the way, we should deduct 2 because of the losses. It didn't change anything. So now we have Atlanta, if I see correctly, gunnery of 0 because of the 2 hits. Again, against the capital ship. 1. Let me see. No, nothing. Those guys. Oh, this is a torpedo boat. You see torpedoes 5 and 2 gunner rating. So first of all, we fire with 2. 2 and 2. That will be some hit. 1. So those guys will be destroyed. The pity is that the gunner and torpedo has to go against the same ship. So this 5 on torpedoes also goes there. So we have 5, 2 on torpedoes. On torpedoes, it's 2. 2 more hits. It's overkill. The last boat, Benson. It has the strength less than 0. So we need to roll 0 first of all. Let's assume this first ship. No, nothing. And torpedoes at 4, but we deduct 4 for the losses. So this is on 0. Nothing. So we know that this ship will be dead, but it is simultaneous. So let me just fire them. At this moment in time, it's a draw, but it can be more beneficial to Japanese. So now the Japanese part of the rolls will be firing against this troop ship. Gunnery 3, 3, 2, and 1. 3, 3 and 3. That seems like a hit. Yes, short range. So we have a 4th hit. Fantastic. If we have a 4th hit, I think we can focus also on other ships, on those 4s, for example. So gunnery 3 versus perf. Nothing, gunnery 2, nothing, and gunnery 1, nothing. That concludes the scenario. We have one Japanese ship sunk, flagship. We have the troop ship also severely damaged. That means that we have a draw. Provided this ship survives, Japanese would win. Provided we have 2 ships sunk here and less than 4 hits here, the US would win. But we have a draw, which is yeah, something which I was not expecting. I was more expecting a higher Japanese victory, but as you can see, it's not so easy to roll well on those tables. Anyhow, that was a short example of a naval combat in the Pacific War. So just a reminder, we played today engagement scenario 2, Savo Island. We'll be going through the next scenarios. I hope that you like this video. If you do, please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more material like this, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Thank you once again, and see you in another Pacific War short. This time we'll be attacking the Wake Island. Bye.